Hello guys, it's Jim and Mike coming at you with another quick YouTube video. Today I want to talk about an issue I had with a couple of results on a couple of my grades with the my very first PSA submission. If you follow me, or if you've seen my previous video, I did my first PSA submission reveal. Had some pretty big cards in that submission. And two of the cards in that submission were the two cards you see right here on the screen, which both of the cards are 2019 Panini Prism Silvers, Zion Williamson's. One of the cards got a Gem Mint 10, the other one got a Mint 9. But upon examining the slabs, I noticed that the cards had a ton of fingerprints all over them. I mean, take a look to the Gem Mint 10 here. If you look over here on the left side of the card, you can see the fingerprint smudge here. There's a fingerprint smudge here. And down here is a heavy smudge. You really can't see it in the picture, but it's there. Over here to the right on the PSA 9, a ton of spots on this card. As you can see right here on the left-hand side, right underneath the rookie card logo, there's a big smudge here. In the middle, right underneath Zion's ear, there was like something white stuck to it. It almost looked like like a piece of cotton ball or something, but it was stuck to his ear there. Down in the middle around his chest area, you can see that there's another piece of white substance. And down in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see a lot of little white particles here that were floating around inside the card. Now, my personal opinion, these fingerprints definitely take away from the appeal of the card. To have a high grade as a Gem Mint 10 or even a PSA 9, you know, at some point I know I plan on selling these cards. And just me personally, if I bought a card off eBay and I got the card in and I paid the fee for a Gem Mint 10 and I get the card and it's got fingerprints all over it, the first thing I'm going to do is request a refund. And we all know how easy it is to get refunds from eBay. So I was very disappointed with that. So I waited a couple of days trying to contemplate on what's the best option to do. Should I crack them and clean them and try to resubmit them? Or, you know, can I call PSA and see if I could send them back if they would crack them and clean them? I'm a part of a PSA group on Facebook. Everyone in the group they stated that PSA would never clean cards. So I kind of felt like that was out of the question. But nevertheless, I did pick up the phone. I called customer service and I got a guy on the phone and I explained the situation to him. So his response to me was, well, sir, I apologize for that, but obviously you had to send those cards in with fingerprints over them because when we grade the cards here, the graders, they never touch the actual surface of the card. They only handle the edges. And so my response to the guy was, well, I beg to differ. I'm absolutely positive that I didn't send the cards in with fingerprints because I know that fingerprints would diminish the grade on the card. So it wouldn't make sense for me to send a card in that actually had fingerprints on them. So he goes on to tell me, well, the best I can do right now is you send an email to info@PSA card and send scans of the pictures. We'll take a look at them and we'll let you know what we could do. Very vague, not polite, very shrewd, and just, you know, basically in a hurry to get off the phone. So that kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. But I had a guy reach out to me inside the Facebook group on a post that I made about the same situation, and he gave me the name and email address of an employee that works at PSA that he's dealt with over the years. He said, hey, man, just shoot her an email. Tell her the situation. Tell her I actually gave you her information. She'll know exactly who I am, and maybe she can do something to help you. So that's exactly what I did. And I'm going to show you guys the email that I actually sent. I just said hello, and I got her information blocked out as well as mine just for personal reasons. But I said, hello, I recently received an express submission back. And for the most part, I was very pleased with the process and the service provided. However, 2 of the cards that I received with high grades have fingerprints all over them. One card graded a Gem Mint 10 and the other a Mint 9. I called customer service and the rep tried to tell me that I had to have sent them in with fingerprints on them. I'm absolutely positive I would have never sent the card in for grading that had fingerprints all over them. I know the fingerprints affect the grade of the card, and there was no way I would get a grade of a Gem Mint 10 on a card that had fingerprints on it in 3 different spots. It doesn't make sense. I truly understand that mistakes happen, but the fees I paid to have the cards graded shouldn't result in me getting them back with fingerprints all over them. Furthermore, I was disappointed with the way customer service addressed me, basically accusing me of sending the cards in with fingerprints on them. My question for you is, what can be done to correct this? I've attached pictures of the 2 cards in reference, and I also circled the spots where the fingerprints are located on each card. I gave them my submission number, and thank you so much for taking the time to read this email. I look forward to your response. Thanks. That was on July the 3rd, 2020 at 10:34 a.m. I got a response back from the said person the same day at about 8:45 p.m. So I thought that was a pretty quick response. I got the response back, and the response was, "Hi, Mike. I'm very sorry to hear how this was handled. On the customer service end, I will follow up with their manager regarding this. Please send it to my attention using this FedEx label that you may print yourself. I just ask that you send it with the attached PDF form with your name, return address, item description, certs, value, and signature. The fees may all be left blank, including the return shipping. I have the team take a look at the cards, and we will reseal them properly." Now, to send that email earlier that morning at 10:30ish, and so I'm on the East Coast, so to send that at 10:30, I think it was like 10:35. It was actually 7:35 West Coast time. You know, PSA is in California. I got a response back at 8:45 my time, which was actually 5:45 over in California. So that response took 5, 6, maybe 7 hours max. So I thought that was a pretty quick response. And, you know, the response I got was kind of what I was looking for, you know, to actually be able to send the cards back and have them take care of the situation, correct it. Because the last thing I wanted to do was crack these out of the cases and try to resubmit them and stand a chance of getting 9s on both. Right now, PSA 10s on those silver Zions are going for $3,500 to $3,700 on eBay. So I didn't want to risk cracking it and getting a 9 and not being able to get another 10. So the response I got was what I was looking for. You know, even though PSA screwed up the order, and I got the bad end of the stick on, you know, the customer service call that I made. This lady that I reached out to was pleasant, as you could tell by the email, and she sounded like she really wanted to rectify the situation. So I'm pleased with the response. You know, I am going to send the cards off, and I'll keep you guys up to date on that when they get back. But so that's my experience with the order that PSA screwed up. Like I said, I mean, you know, mistakes do happen, and I think PSA did the right thing in this situation. If you like the video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get any alerts whenever I upload any new videos. I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. Until the next video, you guys take it easy and happy collecting. This is Gem Mint Mike.